Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're fighting.
Well, it seems a little unreal, especially for a first-time filmmaker. It's an incredible honor. The Holocaust has never been conveyed to audiences in a way that's truthful. So I wanted really to immerse the audience into the situation that would give an intuition of the individual situation. And the initial inspiration was when I read the texts written by the crematorium workers of Auschwitz. So these were special prisoners, the Sonderkommandos, who were isolated from the rest of the camp and had to work in the factory of death to get rid of the traces of the extermination, so burn the bodies and get rid of the ashes.
Y en este momento, para usted, la iglesia soy yo.
I was raised Catholic. I'm not Catholic anymore, but I was raised Catholic. And I come from a country in Chile, where the church has a lot of power. So it's always interesting to deal with something like this. I believe that we made a movie about the key of the religion, which is basically compassion, forgiveness, regret. It's what the church wants to spread around the world. But what happens when you apply those concepts or ideals to themselves? It's different. And that's where I guess the key of the movie is. It's like going to the kitchen and see how they cook and see how they sort of deal with their own problems.
Si usted nos echa de aquí, yo voy a llamar a la televisión y voy a contar todo esto.
I believe that if there's a fear today in an organization like the Catholic Church, it's media. There's nothing that is more frightening for them than media. That's the threat, not even justice, because they don't believe in justice. They just believe that the members should only be judged in front of the eyes of God.
Aquí no está Dios, padre. Esto es una cárcel.
Dieu existe. Il habite à Bruxelles.
Loi 2129. Quand on plonge un corps dans la baignoire, le téléphone sonne.
It's a comedy because it's intended to make people laugh. And because I think it's important to laugh about everything with everybody. It's a good exercise. It's not only a comedy, it's also drama and poetry, but I don't think it's a film about religion, it's a film about power, it's a film about domination. Here it's a story of God who is a bad guy, and it's about power, it's about obeying, or you have to obey, or otherwise there is punishment, and you can find that in sort of certain religions, in society, in politics, in the family. And what the little girl brings, it's something, she says, don't be afraid. There is no law, there is no punishment. Don't be afraid and do anything you want.
Mets-toi à l'aise, tu veux boire quelque chose?
Je sais pas qui je suis. Je sais pas qui je suis.
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce bordel?
Ah, tu es déjà rentré?
Mina räägin, siis vaatate mind.
Enel Nellis started a fencing club in the little town of Haapsalu by the western coast of Estonia. This was in the early 50s, and the fencing club that he started still exists today. So it's a story about this David Goliath kind of story, where this little club is fighting for its existence, and this new gymnastics teacher who's new in town and who's first very reluctant to sort of get, to be the father figure that these children are looking to him to be, but gradually sort of wakes up to see that these children have nobody else. So it's a parent-child story, it's a teacher-pupil story. It's a very heartwarming story in a very harsh era.
I wanted to say what it was to be a girl, a woman in Turkey.
Ondan başka biriyle evlendirmeye kalkarsan çığlığı basarım. Ne diyorsun
The characters react in a way that I never had the courage to, and all those things that you dreamt you would have said, they do it. The reactions in Turkey are different from anywhere else. The film is quite warmly embraced most of the time. And in Turkey it's very polarized, so I have opposite reactions. I have people embracing the film strongly and being very moved by it, and very, very aggressive attacks as well. There's been films that changed my life, and I really have a huge trust in the power of cinema. Even if it just opens a breach into discussion or allows either the male counterparts of these girls or the rest of the world to have some perspective on what these girls are living through, it's already like such a big start.
Bizden gitmek istemez misin?